It was 1972, and Fragile Yes, the band's first release with Wakeman, was a crossover success. Wakeman's classical training meshed perfectly with the band's orchestral sound, and as if to provide final proof of the unlikely popularity of Yes's classic rock hybrid, Fragile yielded a hit single.
That's the track that sort of was a breaking through point, because it was also a breaking through point for Yes as a single-orientated band, even though I think that's doesn't really suit us. Album band somehow brought a single out.
The big question was, after an album like that, can they play it? And I remember coming to America, and we did the tour before the album was out. We were playing fourth on the bill to 10 years after, and there was Jay Giles on the bum, and we were just hopping onto anybody's tour that we could get onto, and we had 35 minutes to play. And I can remember actually beginning to not be depressed, but think, we're playing while other people come in. And then there was a review, I picked up a review, it said, the evening performance opened with Yes, and in spite of the fact that I stood up 15 times to let people go by me to sit down or whatever, this band was stunning.
Yes was on a creative roll. Both Fragile and its follow-up LP, Close to the Edge, moved into the ranks of gold albums, although Close to the Edge was around long enough to tour in support of the LP. Bruford left for the more exploratory progressive rock of King Crimson. With a vacancy left behind the drum kit, the band approached session man Alan White, who at the time was best known for his work with John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band.
I got a call, Yes would like you to drop the phone, because it was like something totally bizarre that was happening to me, career-wise. And they said, you're going to join Yes. And I said, well, hang on a second, we haven't talked about this yet. After they'd asked me to join the band, they said, by the way, we've got a gig in 3 days' time in Dallas, Texas, and you have to learn the whole repertoire of the band.
The album's Fragile Yes and Close to the Edge, artist Roger Dean. It was Dean's dreamscapes and exotic lettering that would become the visual trademarks for the band long before the age of music videos.
Well, the actual images that were created on the album covers obviously went with the music. I think it was a definite stamp on the band that helped the band get through all of those earlier albums. And, you take it home and they'd say on the telephone to their friend, oh, you got to hear the new Yes album, you should see the cover. It was like part of it.
One of Dean's most noted album covers would be Tales from Topographic Oceans, an album that would cause dissension within the ranks. The differences had to do with the direction that Yes's music should be heading. With each Yes album release, the compositions were getting longer and longer, and Tales was quickly becoming a multi-album set.
Yeah, I didn't really want to do that album quite to that extent at that time. I really would have preferred to have done a single album, actually.
I was angry because we didn't have 2 albums worth of material. We rehearsed, and there was no way that it was blatantly obvious that we were short of material. We were desperately short of material, and we went in to record. And while we were recording, we ran the tapes, and there was a lot of what I call bluff went on. There was a lot of playing on. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. We'll keep that.
Rick was already pretty famous as a solo artist, and Topographic was quite sort of weight.
Wakeman had already scored a hit solo LP with The 6 Wives of Henry VIII, and though he stayed long enough with Yes to tour in support of the Topographic LP, at the end of that tour, he left to record Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yes replaced him with Moody Blues keyboardist Patrick Moraz for one album called Relayer. However, by 1977, Wakeman returned for 2 more LPs, Going for the One and Tour Motto. By the late 1970s, punk was piquing the interest of young audiences, and Yes's pompousness lost out to rock's new bare raucous sound. It was during this period that the band held its shortest-lived lineup. John Anderson would depart and be replaced by Trevor Horn, while Wakeman would be replaced by Jeff Downes. Their new LP was called Drama.
I knocked Drama publicly because I said Drama should never have been done. I said Drama, without John's voice, was a big mistake, and I said that Chris was wrong to do it. I now stand highly corrected.
Entering the 1980s, Yes would be ushered into the MTV generation with the help of a professional violinist in the Johannesburg Symphony Orchestra, was with the South African pop group Rabbit.
Music, very proud of the music, but what happened was it was overtaken by this kind of euphoria and hysteria kind of thing, and so at the shows it was just screaming from beginning to end. The music almost didn't matter on stage, you know.
It wasn't until 1981, after leaving South Africa, a meeting that would mark a new beginning for Yes.